So, here is our roadmap for today's explainer. We're going to cover 1. The Trusted Health Vault. 2. Navigating bodies and conditions. 3. Decoding diagnoses and therapies. 4. Health by demographic groups. And 5. Everyday wellness and lifestyle. All right, let's jump right into Section 1, the Trusted Health Vault, establishing security and authority. You see, this resource is built by the absolute heavy hitters in public health. You are getting information straight from the top official organizations in the United States. We're talking about the National Library of Medicine, which operates under the National Institutes of Health, which is all part of the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services. These definitely aren't lifestyle bloggers or companies trying to sell you a quick fix supplement. These are the premier scientific and medical institutions in the country, and their sole mission is public health and accurate information.
And the sheer scope of this vault is just staggering. They cover the symptoms, causes, treatments, and prevention for over 1,000 diseases, illnesses, and wellness issues. Seriously, just let that number sink in for a second. Over 1,000 topics, all meticulously researched and cataloged. Whether you're looking up the common cold or a highly rare genetic disorder, this massive volume of data ensures you'll find comprehensive, science-backed answers without having to jump through a million hoops across the web.
Moving right along to Section 2, Navigating Bodies and Conditions, Finding What You Need. Okay, so you basically have 3 distinct, very logical pathways to hunt down information here. Step 1 is browsing alphabetically, which is perfect if you know exactly what you want to look up, from asthma all the way to Zika. Step 2 allows you to focus on a specific anatomical location, and Step 3 lets you look up a known disorder directly. This kind of intuitive structure respects your time, getting you straight to the facts. Let's look a bit closer at that second pathway, searching by body system. You'll find dedicated wings for everything from your heart and circulation, right down to your digestive system and lungs. Imagine you have a persistent ache in your joints, but you don't actually have a diagnosis yet. You can just navigate to bones, joints, and muscles and start exploring the medically reviewed symptoms and conditions associated with that exact part of your body. It really empowers you to understand how your own machinery works.
Or say you navigate by condition, because maybe you or a loved one already has a specific health concern. You can access comprehensive data on major challenges like cancers, diabetes, and even mental health and substance use disorders. This is incredibly vital. When you're dealing with complex disorders, having a centralized, unbiased source of truth removes the panic of sifting through sensationalized news articles or unverified internet forums.
Which brings us to Section 3, Decoding Diagnoses and Therapies. After the diagnosis.
This specific wing of the vault equips you with reliable facts on your medical tests, drug therapies, surgical options, and, even alternative therapies. Say your doctor just prescribed a new medication or ordered a specific diagnostic scan. You can come right here to understand exactly what the potential drug interactions might be before taking that very first pill. You can learn how a specific surgery is actually performed step by step, or what the recovery timeline realistically looks like. It completely demystifies the clinical process and puts you firmly in the driver's seat of your own healthcare journey.
All right, Section 4, Health by Demographic Groups, Tailored Health Information.
The site neatly categorizes health information by demographics, and this is absolutely crucial because, let's face it, a disease doesn't always look the same in everyone. For example, heart attack symptoms in women can be vastly different and sometimes way more subtle than the classic chest pain typically seen in men. By slicing the data this way, the vault recognizes that our life stages, our biological differences, and our demographic backgrounds deeply impact our medical needs. It makes the information highly personalized for whoever you're researching for.
But wait, this brings up a really fantastic question for our explainer today. We've talked a lot about diseases, tests, and therapies, but where do you go in this massive vault if you aren't currently dealing with an illness? Like, what if you just want to optimize your baseline health?
Well, that leads us perfectly into Section 5, Everyday Wellness and Lifestyle, Staying Healthy Every Day.
Here's where you can arm yourself with trustworthy guides on daily fitness, nutrition, personal safety, and even navigating complex social and family issues. Whether you're trying to figure out the latest science on food and nutrition, looking for safe exercise routines, or understanding disaster preparedness, this section acts as your daily toolkit. It proves that this vault is just as much about keeping you out of the doctor's office as it is about helping you when you're actually in one.
Now here is perhaps the most reassuring takeaway from this entire tour. This knowledge isn't static. We all know medical science moves incredibly fast. What was considered best practice 5 years ago? Actually, scratch that, even 2 years ago. It might be completely outdated today. But knowing that experts are constantly reviewing these pages and updating links literally every single day means you are never relying on stale, expired science. You're getting the absolute most current medical consensus available.
And hey, while this has been a digital tour through a website, never forget that it is grounded in a highly respected physical institution located right at 8600 Rockville Pike in Bethesda, Maryland. There are real scientists, real researchers, and real public health officials walking the halls of that campus right now, working tirelessly to compile, review, and secure this information for you. It beautifully bridges the gap between the virtual world and concrete institutional science. So I'm going to leave you with this final, provocative thought. The next time you face a health question, will you risk a random internet search just hoping that an unverified blog or a targeted ad is giving you the truth? Or will you step inside this official, daily updated vault to find the actual facts? The tools for making truly informed health decisions are right at your fingertips, just waiting to be explored. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer, and stay curious.